Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Kenyon Court for the second part of this women's basketball matchup on CanadaWest.tv between the UBCO Heat and the Mount Royal University Cougars. I am Max Latimer, and alongside me is Quinn Keenan. And Quinn, it was a very entertaining game yesterday. Mount Royal squeaked out the victory 73-62, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. UBCO really made a push as the game progressed to get back in this one, just fell short.
Yeah, it was a really competitive game, I think, like we were expecting. Both of these teams came into yesterday, hadn't won a game, and they really saw this as an opportunity to get that first win in the win column. That first win is always the toughest, and just getting that one out of the way is really going to relax the team. Both of these teams desperately wanted that, and as a result, we got a great game because of it. Both of these teams put forward some of their best efforts of the season, and UBCO, like you said, only got better as the game progressed, but just falling short at the end.
Well, if you take out that first quarter from last night, UBCO would have won the game. Mount Royal got off to a scorching start, 31-15 after the first, and that first really propelled the Cougars. So for tonight, would you say the goal for the Cougars is to start off hot once again?
Well, not only is it going to be a goal to start hot, it's going to be continuing that start throughout the entirety of the game, trying to have a consistent performance. But obviously, that hot start proved to be pivotal in the final box score. Mount Royal outscoring UBCO by 16 in the first quarter, 31-15. So, yeah, that first quarter was really devastating for UBCO, and it really made it a lot harder on themselves to come back than it really needed to be. So for Mount Royal, definitely looking for a hot start, but to UBCO, they're going to want a hot start of their own.
We saw last night for UBCO committing quite a few errant passes, some turnovers that they probably wouldn't have liked to commit. Mount Royal forces just under 10 steals a game. So for UBCO, is it just a matter of taking care of the ball tonight, playing smart?
Well, you're definitely going to have to play a lot smarter here tonight. We know Mount Royal has a lot of players that can produce steals. They're a smaller team, means they're a quicker team too. Quick teams produce steals, just a fact of basketball. So for UBCO, you're not going to want to take too many risky passes. You're going to want to take better care of the ball because Mount Royal took advantage of UBCO's lackluster ball control last night. So definitely going to need a better effort when it comes to ball security.
And for Mount Royal, you mentioned picking up the first win of the season. What does getting that first win do for a team and kind of do for the spirits in the room?
Oh, it's huge, and especially for a team like Mount Royal, they didn't pick up their first win of the season, their only win of the season last season until towards the end, so it was just kind of compounding a bad start. So now that you have the first win out of the way earlier in the season, I think it's going to relax the team. It's just going to create a better atmosphere in the locker room, and it's going to be a better result this season, I think, as a result. If you win earlier in the season, you're just more comfortable, and it's going to be a better record this year, I believe.
And as for the Heat, still in search of their first win, but they're led by Jordan Coral, 26 points in last night's contest. Quinn, do you expect we're going to see a lot of Coral here tonight?
Well, I certainly expect so, especially since we didn't see a lot of Vanessa Botticelli last night. I don't think as much as we would have expected, so definitely look for Coral to be the offensive focal point for the UBCO Heat here again tonight, especially if Botticelli isn't able to get it going like she wasn't able to get it going last night. Botticelli only with 9 points. Coral 26. That was a game high, so expect the offense of the Heat to run through Coral.
For the Cougars, they were led by Madison Hooper, who finished with 21, but they got a lot of help from the bench, including 10 from Charity Marlatt. The bench has always been a nice spot for the Cougars. They have nice depth there that can put up points. And the rookies, we mentioned last night, are kind of coming into their own a little bit and playing with more confidence as the season progresses.
Well, that's what you expect with a young team as well. You're going to see those rookies get more playing time as opposed to if they were playing on a team that had a couple of fourth years, maybe a couple of fifth years as well. So it's almost better for the development of these rookies that they're seeing more game action now. So that way, later in their careers, they're just going to be that much more seasoned. They're going to be that much better. So I think this is definitely going to be a good sign for Mount Royal down the road, especially since the rookies are really contributing a lot towards both the offense and defensive sides of the ball.
Well, folks, sit tight because in just under 5 minutes time, we will have the anthems and the tip-off here at Kenyon Court. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'm Max Latimer. Alongside me is Quinn Keenan. You're tuned in to CanadaWest.tv, presented by Shaw Communications.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Royal University for today's match between UBCO Heat and your MRU Cougars. Please rise and move your headgear for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back inside Kenyon Court. Tip-off moments away here between the University of British Columbia Okanagan Heat and the Mount Royal University Cougars as the starters get announced here. I'm Matt Slavin alongside me is Quinn Keenan. You're tuned into women's basketball on CanadaWest.tv, presented by Shaw Communications. And Quinn, just after that little pregame show, we were kind of looking at the underlying numbers from last night's contest, and Mount Royal looked like they were hitting lots of threes, but they shot 41 threes last night, 9 for 41, good for 22%. And you think that's a number that's a little bit too low, and you'd like to see that number higher if they're going to have any success in the
Well, that number
games.
definitely has to be higher for sure. A team should be shooting around 33% from 30% from three-point range. And if you're shooting below 30%, it becomes increasingly difficult to kind of justify that offensive approach. So I think we were kind of fooled in a way by that first quarter. It made it seem like they were hitting a lot more threes than they ended up hitting. So, I mean, when they're on, they're on. Like, we saw that first quarter, they were on point for three-point range, but it was the rest of the game they really struggled. So that's an offensive approach you're going to have to look at and question whether or not you're going to continue with that approach for the rest of the season.
Well, the rematch of last night's game just about to be underway here as the teams set up here at center court. Sydney Tabin and Jordan Coral take the tip. Tip won here by the Heat. Getting it up now, here's Botticelli. They work the perimeter. To the basket, off the glass high. There's Coral grabbing the rebound. UBCO is going to have another chance out of here, and the nice run to the basket by Vanessa Botticelli. The lone fifth here from North Vancouver, BC, starts out the scoring here. Here's Blanco driving. We saw that quite often last night. Turns, or sorry, that was Rinsky. Sarah Rinsky had a good game last night. A lot of confident takes to the basket. She was one of those rookies we were kind of talking about in the pregame show as someone who has taken steps forward already early in the season.
Yeah, definitely. Already starting for this team here tonight. So you can see that she's already taken that big leap into becoming a cornerstone for this Mount Royal team. And that's a piece that I think the Cougars are very excited to have.
She makes both of her shots to square this game up early. Lead pass for Botticelli. Just bounces it in, but that pass goes off the legs of Beers, and it's back the other way. Here's Gillette to the basket. Tough take off the glass. There's Taven to grab the rebound, kicks it out. Hooper, game high 21 last night for the Cougars. Has her shot blocked and into the hands of Coral.
And Mount Royal trying to establish a presence underneath the net right now. Been well defended so far. Going to see if they try to adjust their approach.
Botticelli with an open three that hits front rim and bounces out to the Cougars bench. And it will be Cougars ball here. The fast-paced game last night. The transition seemed to be both teams were going for points quick at the start of the game. And that bounce pass stolen away. Both defenses swarming in the early going here. Botticelli does it herself, stops, shoots. Botticelli's got all 4 points for the Heat.
And right now, UBCO is imposing their will underneath the basket. They've collected offensive rebounds, and they're just finding an easy lane right underneath the basket. Look to see them continue that.
Taven down low, works around Botticelli, but there's going to be a foul on Taven. And the Heat will get possession. Marnie Garner checks in for the Cougars. It'll be Sadie Beers to bring it up for the Heat. Previously played for Team British Columbia, passes it off here to Feasby, takes a three. Feasby almost lands that, but Coral's there to grab the rebound and put it away. And for the Cougars, that's something they're going to want to address early.
Yeah, again, Mount Royal not playing tough enough interior defense right now, and UBCO is just carving them up right underneath the basket.
Taven with the run to the hoop, and she'll be fouled and take a trip to the line.
Heat foul, their second team foul, number 10, Anna Evans.
First shot doesn't drop. And hitting the second. UBCO with a 3-point lead early in this one. Jordan Blaskin checking in for Mount Royal, and Anna Evans coming in for the Heat.
And so far, it's the exact start UBCO wanted. They're looking like the better team right now. They're trying to limit any sort of hot start Mount Royal could have had, and right now they're doing a good job of that.
Botticelli spins on Garner, almost stolen away. Dished out for the three by Evans. Can't get that, but there's Coral again grabbing a rebound. She's been busy under the boards early. Botticelli drives, loses the ball. There's Michelle Tiffany. Get away. Tiffany looking for a bounce back game as she went 0 for 8 last night shooting, and there's Madison Hooper getting the first three of the contest for the Cougars.
We'll look for Madison Hooper to continue to try and shoot that three. She was the bright spot when it came to three-point shooting last night. 5 for 12, very solid percentage from three-point range.
There's Coral answering back. Pace quickens here at Kenyon Court. Garner thinks about the three. Dishes out to Hooper on the near side. Bounce pass. Marlatt, right hook off the glass, doesn't fall.
Mount Royal struggling right now offensively in that interior game. They're getting right underneath the basket. They're struggling on the finish, though.
A nice pass. Cutting to the basket was Anna Evans. And a nice look from Botticelli set up that play.
Well, perfect pass from Botticelli and an even better finish by Evans. She had a wide open lane, took full advantage.
Marnie Garner, nice take to the basket, picks up her own rebound, and finishes off the second chance opportunity.
Great heads-up play by Garner. Collects her own miss, puts it right back, wasting no time. That was just great heads-up basketball.
Botticelli slows things down. Beers, without using her dribble, dishes it off to Feasby. Drives, stops at the free throw line, and shoots a tough shot that she drains. Tiffany just leaves it. Here's Hooper. Answers back with another three. The shots are falling here at Kenyon Court for both teams now.
And Madison Hooper, that was not an open look either. She was well defended. That was a great effort to get the shot up. Good work
down low by Evans on the box out, picks up the foul. Marlatt took that one. It's going to cause the first timeout of the game. UBCO, 1 point lead. What's been an entertaining start to this one.
Yeah, it's been a great start to this game so far. Both of these teams really starting to pick it up on offense now. Seem to have found the rhythm. Mount Royal really trying to get into that three-point shot. Hooper already with 2, so look for them to try and work with that some more.
And there's the Saturday schedule for you. A couple good games. Manitoba Regina already underway. I looked about 5 minutes ago and Regina was up by 7 in that one. A couple other good ones. Lethbridge, Alberta. Rematch there. Busy night of basketball ahead in Canada West, as most Fridays and Saturdays are throughout the season. The teams take to the court again. 5:33 to play in the first. When we return to action, it will be Anna Evans shooting from the line. Evans, the fourth year from Coquitlam, BC. Hits the first shot.
And for UBCO, it's going to be big to make these free throws here tonight. They were really struggling in the first half to make their free throws, as we see Evans go 2 for 2, and that was really a big difference maker at the end of the game.
Well, last night, Mount Royal shot 80% from free throws, and UBCO finished with a 50% clip, and free throws, you want that number to be higher. Blanco driving. The running floater from Blanco falls in for the Cougars, as we're seeing a lot of confidence from Blanco this weekend. With it now is Puna. Puna, well defended by Blanco. Gets it out to Coral. 4 on the shot clock. It's Bott. He's going to have to shoot a deep 3, and that falls short. Good defensive possession by the Cougars results in that miss.
Yeah, great defensive possession by the Cougars, forcing Lindsay Bott to take a less than desirable shot.
Blanco takes, forces a pass through, picks up her own miscue there. Blaskin, they work around the perimeter. She gets a 3 away. Under the basket is Marlatt. Can't get that to fall. It's going to be UBCO ball, but Cougars doing a good job getting some offensive rebounds early in this game.
Yeah, Mount Royal didn't pick up any points there, but I love that offensive possession. Getting the offensive rebound, they were trying to get a good look. They eventually did get some good looks, just unfortunately for them, not draining. But if they have more offensive possessions like that, you can expect a lot of great things from this offense.
It's worked in now. Backing down in the post, spinning and shooting. Mackenzie Horst. That's taken away. Blaskin to Stanley. Stops up. Cutting in. Blaskin back out to Stanley. They play a little give and go, and the 3 from Stanley connects.
And just like last night, Mount Royal heating up from 3-point range in the first quarter. See if they can pull away now with that strategy, which seems to be working at the moment.
And kind of a Hail Mary pass in for Coral is taken away, and Tiffany's away with it. Tiffany with speed. Gives to Garner. Walks around her assignment. Gives back to Tiffany. Shoots for 3, and Michelle Tiffany. First points of the weekend, and that's a big one.
You couldn't have said it any better. Mount Royal now 5-point lead after just a couple of great offensive possessions. They're starting to pull away a little bit here. See what they can do in those last 3.5 minutes.
A jump ball in possession of the Cougars here. They've built now a 5-point lead. That's kind of how it started yesterday too. The teams were pretty even through the first half of the quarter, and then Mount Royal kind of had a really good stretch at the end of the first here, and they're starting to heat up again now.
Well, you know, when Mount Royal is on from 3-point range, they are on and working well right now.
Moving the ball well. They get it in for Taven. Up and just loses that. It goes out off of Lindsay Bott. Stays with the Cougars. Back that way, long lead pass. Here's Coral. Corrals that pass and gets the bucket and the foul.
Well, big play there by the UBCO Heat. Mount Royal was on a bit of a streak now. Now you have the opportunity for a 3-point play off of the fantastic transition offense.
Coral finishes off the 3-point play for UBCO. Who's having a much better start to this game than they did last night. Mainly on, they're taking care of the ball well. game a little bit more.
Yeah, UBCO already having more points here tonight than they did all in the whole first quarter, so definitely a better start. Like you said, a lot of that is just better ball control.
Taven underneath the basket, working hard. Tries to put that up, but 3 players on her. Makes it tough. Botticelli bounce pass. Good ball movement and finished off by Evans.
And some great comeback effort here by the Heat. They're not allowing Mount Royal to pull away at all.
All square at 19 now. Michelle Tiffany now got the monkey off the back, so to say, in this weekend series. Picks up another 2 points.
And Michelle Tiffany off to a great start. Exactly what the Cougars need. Trying to get her going so that the Cougars have another weapon on offense.
Botticelli directing traffic. Shifting Beers over far side. She stops at the top of the key. Dishes it over. 6 on the shot clock. Evans works in on Gillette. Goes up but blocked by Abby Gillette. Tiffany back the other way.
Big defensive play. That's a big momentum swing. Anytime you have a big effort like that, especially blocks, it could just start a big ripple effect.
Cougars averaging 3.1 blocks a contest. Big one there from Abby Gillette at just 5'10", picking up the block. Rinsky. Cougars work the perimeter a little bit. Rinsky just a bounce pass. Long pass up for Blanco. She's going to drive, kick out to Taven, but she is fouled by Evans. And we'll head back to the line here.
UBCO really trying to get those blocks up. They've had a couple so far, so they're really showing an improvement on defense. Those blocks weren't really as much of a factor last night. So really seeing a pretty significant defensive upgrade so far tonight.
Minute 30 to play. Free throws made. Almost picking up a steal was Madison Hooper. The pass from Martina Mason got to her a little bit. Didn't get there in time. Hooper got a hand in there. We'll try that again. Here's Pearl. Pearl. Out. Mason walks around the screen. They need to get a shot away. And just kind of an underhand. I don't know if that was intended to be a pass or whatnot, but a misplay there from the Heat, and Blanco's the other way with speed, taking it herself to the basket. Can't get it to drop. No foul on the play. And out come the Heat again.
Another big block by the Heat. We're really seeing that a lot in this first quarter.
And Mason's 3 was long, but Evans is there to scoop up the rebound, stopping just inside the 3-point line. Sadie Beers, and she's fouled while she shot, and she will shoot 2 from the line here.
And Beers really thought about shooting that 3-point shot, but eventually decided to move up a little bit, give her a better opportunity, and even helped her draw the foul there too. So great heads-up play from Beers. (22-20) currently for the Cougars with 42 to play in the first quarter. It's a 1-point game now after that made shot. Blanco taking it to the basket. Off the glass, too strong. Blanco's having a bit of a tough time getting those drives to fall. There's Beers for Coral. Running through the middle was Feasby. Coral looks that off. 6 on the shot clock once again. UBCO using that whole shot clock. And the attack by Beers is going to take her to the line, as Sarah Rinsky's going to pick up a foul. UBCO doing a great job drawing those fouls and setting themselves to the line. And not only that, they're doing a much better job at the line tonight. They're converting once they get those chances.
Beers, 17 minutes last night, 2 for 5. Made 1 3-pointer and hit both of her free throws in last night's contest. And hits both here. Mount Royal with 8 seconds left in the quarter, down by 1. Blanco drives, takes off the glass and in with 2.5 to play. They can heave one up here, but they won't even have time. Nice play by Blanco ends the quarter with the Cougars out in front by 1. It's 24-23. Don't go anywhere, folks. In just 2 minutes' time, we'll have second quarter action. I'm Max Fladmer. Alongside me is Quinn Keenan. You're watching Women's Basketball on CanadaWest.tv, presented by Shaw Communications. Just like that, we are back at Kenyon Court for second quarter action between the UBCO Heat and the MRU Cougars. Very entertaining first quarter of basketball. Cougars took the lead on the last second by a drive by Maria Blanco. And that's where we stand right now going into the second. And it will be the Cougars to start things off with the errant pass from Hooper out of the reach of Garner. UBCO gets the ball right back. Quinn, you were saying you like the start for both teams in that first quarter and good basketball.
Yeah, I definitely like the start to that quarter. It's very competitive. Saw a great quarter from both of those teams. Didn't see too much in the way of mistakes, and also I was talking about during the little break there, Mount Royal seems to have maybe toned it down a bit on the three-pointers, and they're just taking those quality opportunities, and it was a good quarter of three-point shooting for them. We saw few makes for them so far, so maybe look for that reduced put up of three-point shots, maybe looking for more high quality chances, and it could be working for them.
Evans passes that up. Now with it is Beers, pass into the middle, turning and shooting. Was Evans missing that, grabbing the rebound was Botticelli. We'll try that again, missing once again for the Heat. Out come the Cougars, it's Tiffany. She'll just stop up and give it to Hooper. Hooper, tough pass to the middle. Taven couldn't get to that.
Yeah, tough break there for Hooper. Mount Royal so far has been pretty good with the passing, but can't let that start a big effect on your passing play. Don't let that one play get you down.
Both teams struggling here to get points, but not struggling to get rebounds are the Heat, as they picked up 3 in this possession here, and it's going to stay with the Heat.
Mount Royal still really struggling down below, right underneath the basket. They're not controlling it nearly as much as they need to, and they're giving up lots of offensive rebounds off the back of it.
And a quick basket there. It's UBCO back out in front, and a minute 18 into the second quarter, we have our first points. Here's Tiffany working on Botticelli. Drives to the middle, off the glass and in, picks up the foul. Michelle Tiffany getting some confidence, her third basket of the night already.
Well, I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Michelle Tiffany here tonight. She's putting off a huge effort, really trying to get herself going, and so far she has the makings of a great game.
And picked up the basket to finish off the three-point play. officials are going to have a quick little discussion here with Coach Bobby Mitchell. Mentioned his first season as the coach of the Heat. And unfortunately for us, I have no idea what they were discussing.
Oh well. After that little discussion, we're right back at it. But that's it's always the fun part.
Yeah,
we're
the little breaks, the bathroom breaks.
We're always just left to guess.
Yeah. There you go. There's that three put up by Feesby that misses. Claire Feesby, the second year from Calgary, Alberta. More than likely has some friends and family in attendance here.
Well, it's always nice playing in your hometown. Like you said, probably has some friends and family just firing up a little more, probably have a better game off the back of it.
Cougars commit a travel call.
In for the Cougars, number 15, Addison Cooper. And number 12, Sydney Lee.
27-25. And Cougars with that full court press here. They'll let Beers get over center court. She'll work on Tiffany. Nice pass to Evans, working off the screen and finish off the play, but falls right into the hands of Evans once again. And the Heat finding those offensive rebounds.
And Mount Royal doesn't give up any points, but they have to start cleaning that up or UBCO's going to start taking advantage.
And Tiffany's going to head to the line again. As she drives hard to the basket, initiates the contact.
Number 2, Vanessa Botticelli. Their second personal foul.
Botticelli picks up her second foul.
Well, Michelle Tiffany showing lots of confidence here tonight. That's more than a few times here already that we've seen her drive right towards the basket as she makes the first of her free throw attempts here, but she's really showing a lot more confidence here this weekend, and I'm really loving the output.
That free throw there puts Tiffany at 10 points already in the game. Inbound pass now. Claire Feesby, the Calgary native, to bring it away. Feesby drives off the glass and in, and the foul. And that gets a cheer from the family in attendance.
Yeah, well, Feesby got a pretty easy look there. She had a wide open lane to the basket, even picking up the foul at the end. Just an easy opportunity for her to convert on.
We can finish off that three-point play as Tabin scoops up that rebound. Taking the shot is Garner, that hits front rim and rebounded by Pena. Botticelli with speed, bounce pass stolen by Tiffany. Tiffany, long pass for Garner, she has to chase that one down, stop up, and just misses the layup on the fast break there. As we sometimes mention that those plays are tougher than they look to make because you don't expect to ever have a clear look at the basket like that. Yeah,
Garner just had a wide open spot there, but like you said, it can just catch you off guard sometimes. You're not really expecting it. We just saw UBCO miss a fast break opportunity, sort of a similar situation. So both teams kind of falling victim to that right now.
Botticelli after a missed three on the other end from Hooper. Kind of a low scoring quarter. But there's Evans, nice take to the basket. Doesn't get the lucky bounce, and a great pass from Tiffany to Charity Marlatt, and her second. Oh, look at Garner under there picking up the board. The fourth try is going to result in a foul. Sydney Tabin will go to the line, but wow, how many chances do the Cougars need there?
Yeah, really, it's kind of a straight kind of flow to the game right now. Both teams have really hit the wall offensively. They're both kind of missing layups. It's really a weird
layups, it looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird feeling to this game right now. Mount Royal eventually gets sent to the line, but that was 3 opportunities before they even got fouled. So both coaching staffs are really going to have to work on the offense as both teams really faltering right now.
When your offense is faltering, the biggest thing is to hold on to the ball and not give the other team the possession when you're struggling to get points yourself. Both these teams looking for a rhythm here in the second. 6:20 to play, 4-point game in favor of the Cougars. Botticelli doesn't use the screen, and the pass too strong. Jordan Coral. Cougars will get the ball right back here.
Yeah, just a mishandled pass there. A bit of a sloppy sequence of events there for the Heat, but that's kind of been the storyline here in the second quarter. Neither team able to get much of a flow going on offense.
Here's Hooper, takes another three, and Hooper gets as close as you can without the ball going in. And she hasn't been afraid to shoot those threes even with a defender on her.
Well, Hooper has done a great job this whole weekend making threes, and that last shot did everything but go into the net. That was in and out. Almost looked like it was going to go, but Hooper is playing with so much confidence right now, and she's far and away the best three-point shooting option Mount Royal has at their disposal right now.
Pass from Gillette there just goes out of bounds. Marlatt went one way. Pass went the other. Stays with the Cougars, however. Gillette looking for someone to pass. She just gets it out high to Blanco. Blanco drives, kicks out. Gillette, corner three. Doesn't go. Coral grabs the board. Bott loses the dribble, so just leaves it for Botticelli. Botticelli once again directing traffic. Wants to screen, uses it. Nice moves by Botticelli to kick it out, but they're going to call it travel. It's unfortunate for the Heat as Botticelli is putting on some slick moves before dishing out that pass.
Yeah, Botticelli was looking very slick. You took the words right out of my mouth. It's just unfortunate that she came up with the travel, or else that was going to be a pretty nice play.
Gillette with it. There's the corner three from Blaskin. Does go. Gillette picks up the board. Blaskin will try again, taking it hard to the basket. Just has to throw up a shot. That's well defended and blocked. Garner with a great effort to force the turnover. Tiffany cuts to the middle, tries to put up the shot. Stripped away. What a possession. UBCO just relentless on their attack, forcing turnovers.
Yeah, both teams coming up with turnovers on that last offensive possession for the Cougars. And they were really just strange turnovers too. Ball went right down on the floor. Players just falling all over the place trying to pick up the ball. Just a strange series of events.
There's Mount Royal's upcoming schedule, and one to take note of, January 3rd, Crow Child Classic. That's always a fun time here at Kenyon Court. That'll take place January 3rd. And what will be the home and home weekend between the Cougars and the Dinos, but they have business to take care of first here tonight. Then they've got McEwen and UBC before that one takes place. Quinn, a low-scoring quarter. We're over halfway done the second quarter, and just been a 7-4 quarter in favor of Mount Royal.
Yeah, it's just we've touched on it a lot, but what else can you say? Nothing happening offensively for either of these teams. The shots aren't falling. It's not like they're getting bad looks necessarily. It's just the shots aren't falling. Bit of lackluster passing, bit of everything going wrong for both of these teams right now, and it's just a strange quarter to watch. It's not like either team's lighting the world on fire defensively or anything. It's just bad events after bad events.
Mount Royal, the three ball is a factor. 4 of 7 on the night, whereas the Heat have yet to hit a three so far. 0 for 7.
Well, that's showing up big on the scoreboard. And Mount Royal really toning down the amount of three-pointers they're taking. And so far it's working for them. They're giving themselves more opportunities to get more high percentage looks.
And there's Coral, open look, mid-range jumper, makes no mistake. Gillette. Tiffany right back to Gillette. Thinks about the three, moves in right. That's stolen away, another steal.
UBCO really tightening up that interior defense. They're producing a lot of steals now late here in the second quarter. Clearly a much more aggressive approach on the defensive end for the Heat.
Botticelli drives, takes. She'll be fouled and go to the line.
UBCO still doing a good job of putting the Heat rather, doing a good job of putting themselves on the line, and they are still managing to convert.
Botticelli picks up the first. Awkward silence of this free throw brought to you by Under Armour. Garner pulls up, shoots from three that looked good but went a bit long. Tie game, UBCO with a chance to take the lead here.
Garner had a good line on that, had a great great look on it, just putting a little too much on that one.
Vanessa Botticelli spins off Garner, stops up, shoots. Botticelli, an ankle breaker.
UBCO looking to heat up late in this second quarter there, looking to get that mid-range jumper going.
Three from Gillette doesn't go. So many players under the basket fighting for that rebound. Ends up in the hands of Botticelli, who's been everywhere so far in this contest.
And Botticelli really making her presence, I think, more well-known tonight. I think she's having a much better game so far.
Speaking of Botticelli, her three attempt there hits front rim as that elusive first three still plagues the Heat as Tiffany stops up and shoots. Taven picks up the rebound and gets the second chance points for Cougars.
And that snaps a long drought of scoring for the Cougars. See if that can maybe start something late in this second quarter, trying to go into the second half with at least a little bit of momentum.
Cougars first forced a turnover there, and Gillette's just going to pull up from mid-range. Mid-range jumper doesn't go for her. Just over 2 minutes to play in the half, and a tie game here at Kenyon Court. Neither team able to take control of this game here. Coral, two 12s working on each other. Coral against Taven. Coral's going to leave it for Botticelli. Bounce pass for Coral. The shot, and that falls. That's good execution. That pick and roll play has been working well for the Heat.
Yeah, Coral was able to get free, able to shake off her defender, and once Coral gets an open look like that, she's going to convert.
Ball movement, Garner for three. Hits glass, bounces out. Botticelli just going to slow it down. I like the composure that Botticelli has there. She doesn't try to rush any plays. She looks at the defense, she sets up plays, and guides this offense.
Well, that's the sign of a veteran player, someone who knows when to kind of slow down the game, get a better look, not trying to force anything.
Tough take, rolls out from Botticelli. Long lead pass, but Tiffany cannot get to that one with 1:12 left. Almost a full set of subs coming in for both teams. As we get a timeout here. And we'd just like to say thanks to our friends over at Enterprise. A rental car from Enterprise. Rent-A-Car is perfect for road trips, airport travel, or just to get around town on the weekends. Visit one of our 15-plus convenient neighborhood car rental locations in Calgary, or rent a car at Calgary International Airport.
And neither team able to get anything going in this quarter. UBCO finally cracked double digits in scoring in this quarter. They have 12. Mount Royal only with 9. So the pace of this game is just really slow to a crawl, and you gotta wonder if this is gonna continue into the second half, or if they're gonna try and compose themselves in the locker room, because this is just well, not a great offensive performance by either team in this quarter.
Yeah, it's been tough for both teams in this quarter, and both teams have had a chance to kind of build a lead and take control of this game. But you know, both teams going through their little lulls of the game kind of at the same time, which could create a more interesting second half, if I may say so.
Oh, definitely close right now. UBCO only with a 2-point lead, as we only have a minute left in the half, so we could be in for a close finish.
Pass out, good vision just to get that to Evans. Bounce pass in, stolen by Blaskin. Jordan Blaskin the other way. He's gonna take it all the way to the basket, stops up, kicks out. 3 from Tiffany. That one didn't go for the Cougars. Here's Beers. Washington. Use that for Feesby. 6 on the shot clock. Mason drives off the glass, too strong, and Tiffany picks up the board.
That's some great interior defense. Mason can be a big presence right underneath the basket, so a very hard player to defend against.
Cougars can hold for last shot, 6 on the game clock. Is Blaskin gonna shoot for 3, and Blaskin nails a 3 at the buzzer to give Mount Royal the lead once again, going into half.
Well, quite the way to finish the half. A 3-pointer right at the buzzer. That's a way to give your team some momentum going into the locker room.
Just like the end of the first. Cougars lead by 1 at the end of the second. Don't go anywhere, folks. 15 minutes time, and we will have a thrilling second half of basketball for you on CanadaWest.tv. I'm Max Latimer, and alongside me is Quinn Keenan. You're watching women's basketball on CanadaWest.tv, presented by Shaw Communications. welcome back inside Kenyon Court. Both teams hit the floor, and by both teams, I mean the UBCO Heat and the Mount Royal Cougars in this women's basketball matchup. Very entertaining first quarter. I'm Max Ladmer. Alongside me is Quinn Keenan. And Quinn, very back and forth quarter, half. First quarter, we saw a lot more scoring. The second quarter was more of a lull, you could say, for both teams. They couldn't find anything going offensively. What do you expect we're going to see in the third quarter here to kick things off?
Well, I think we should see a very tight finish. I think we're going to see a much better offensive output in the second half. Both teams have hit their lull. Hopefully, both teams are past that, as Mount Royal trying to get out of the lull right there. So I think we're going to see a much better offensive quarter by both teams, much better offensive half as a whole. But I think we're going to be in for a very close finish.
Blanco started off the scoring in this quarter for the Cougars, and then going back the other way, Vanessa Botticelli picking up the foul, continuing her strong play.
And Botticelli with 6 points here tonight. She's really trying to put together a better effort tonight. Only 9 points last night. She's been all over the court here tonight, picking up lots of assists. She's really the playmaker, the architect of a lot of these plays.
We talked about the free throw numbers. Well, UBCO doing a tremendous job. They're perfect. May even be perfect. Our live stats figure, as you figured, they're down right now.
And a big three-point there.
Big three there for the Cougars. Botticelli the other way. And picking up the basket there. Better start to this quarter than the second for both these teams, finding the basket now. Here's Rinsky. Cut it to the middle. And that's a size advantage for Jordan Coral. Rinsky could not get the ball around her long reach.
Well, this is already a much better start to this quarter than we saw in the second. Both of these teams are working a lot faster on offense. You can see they're both trying to pick up points, and Rinsky again.
Rinsky. That's a deep two, toe on the line, but nonetheless impressive.
And that's 5 points already this quarter for Sarah Rinsky, so look out for her. She could be in for a big third quarter.
Coming with speed. Tabin just losing the ball. Wow, great effort by Blanco to keep that alive. Hooper works in the corner, steps out of bounds, however. And that great effort by Blanco will go, what's the word I'm looking for, Quinn?
Go negated.
Yeah.
Negated.
Sure.
That's a word.
Yeah. I wasn't coming up with anything.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something too, and I was struggling.
Just another night for us struggling with our words here, as Botticelli cutting to the basket, off the glass and in.
And already, well, we touched on it a little bit, a way better start, a much faster game in this start of the second half, so we could be in for a high-flying finish, as Blanco, again, she's really trying to make something happen.
Wasn't having much luck with that run and gun play in the first, cutting to the basket hard, but 2 times already in this third quarter as she made do. What a nice rush as Tabin with speed just goes out of bounds. Going to stay with the Cougars as it was poked out by Feesby.
Yeah, the Cougars are really trying to go after that rush to the net way harder than they were in that second quarter. They were maybe a little bit tentative, stopping right underneath the basket. But now they're really driving, going full speed towards the basket, and that's so hard to stop.
Tabin picks up the ball, it's out to Hooper in the corner. Well defended by the Heat. They're down by 4. Botticelli to bring it away, working on Tiffany. Just gives it off, now it's Feesby. Nice pass. Seeing I pass right to Anna Evans.
Well, this is something I really love about the Heat. They're so good at getting that interior pass to the open player right down low. You saw it again right there. They've done that so many times tonight, and it's just a pleasure to watch.
Anna Evans picks up a foul. Got a little too pushy there on her assignment. 2-point lead for the Cougars. Cougars will get the ball at the baseline here. It'll be Jordan Blaskin. Every player out there on the Cougars has points right now, and Stanley hits her second three of the game.
Well, the threes are starting to make a comeback here at Kenyon Court. That's the third three-pointer this quarter for the Cougars.
Picking up another foul there, Sadie Beers.
Sadie Beers with 4 points on the night, making it 5 right there. And UBCO, we've talked about it before, they're doing a much better job at the line tonight, picking up those points. They're not leaving nearly as many points on the board. And we have a much closer game, I think, as a result.
For these two teams, what's the mentality like when you're kind of going into the season? You start off, both these teams coming into the weekend 0-6, and you kind of know that it might not be the year. You know, goal would be playoffs, but you know, it's a year of learning for both these teams. So what's the mentality got to be like for these teams showing up to the gym every day when they've got, you know, a losing record?
Well, obviously it's tough. Nobody likes to lose. But you just look at it as like every day we're getting better, and maybe you look more towards the future, how in a couple years this might be a better team. And obviously that's not much consolation for some of these 4th or 5th year players, but they can look at it almost as they're mentoring the next generation. So everybody's playing a role in this season, even though it might not be going exactly the way they had hoped. It all plays out down the road, and everybody has a role in that.
Well said as Sararinsky travels there. Turns the ball over. Jordan Coral. With it. Coral a quiet start in the second half. Now it's Feasby. Gets it up. Botticelli. Cougars not allowing any interior passes right now. Botticelli drives, hard take to the basket, goes off of a Heat player and out of bounds. Cougars get the ball back here, up by 3.
And both of these games finding their, both of these teams rather, teams.
Yeah.
Games don't play the game, teams play the game. Both of these teams finding their offensive rhythm right at the same time, much like they found their lull. Their offensive lull. So it's really been an interesting game to watch.
Cougars ranked near the bottom, I believe last in the league when it comes to points allowed. They're averaging 88 points against a game. Obviously with just a 62 last night, and well on their way to keeping that number lower tonight as well. UBCO is a team that they don't allow a lot of points either. 73 they're averaging against.
And Mount Royal certainly has struggled defensively this year. Did come below that average mark last night, and like you said, well on their way to doing that again here tonight. So just trying to build a strong defensive effort.
Marlatt with a nice 2-point basket for the Cougars. Well, we mentioned when there's so many threes going up, you know, when a 3 goes up early in the shot clock, it gives the ball right back to the team. So other teams are having more opportunities against the Cougars as well, because the Cougars are just forcing up so many shots and just giving the ball right back.
And you're exactly right. It's not like they're taking much time to shoot the 3. They're more just getting it to the first semi-open person, someone that has somewhat of a look, not even a very good look necessarily. Just getting to them, they're chucking it up right away. And so far tonight, we're seeing less of that. We're seeing the Cougars look for those better opportunities, look for those high percentage 3-point opportunities. And it's paying off right now. They're having a better fortune shooting that 3 ball tonight because they're shooting less. They're favoring quality over quantity.
Up now, Botticelli didn't have much room to work with. It's poked away by Stanley. Alicia Stanley, a strong showing so far. 2 threes. Passing for Coral. Coral goes up. Well defended there. Alicia Stanley again. Nice defensive play. Pass it for Marlatt, and Marlatt, with big body presence down low, goes to work as Botticelli was angry about contact with Marlatt that went uncalled.
Yeah, Botticelli looked like she might have been knocked down by Marlatt. She seemed a little unhappy with that call. She might have had a case there, but regardless, Marlatt picking up the points, but now the Heat responding right away.
Definitely bounce pass for Blasket. Blasket drives, nice pass to Marlatt. She's got another bucket.
Marlatt trying to heat up here now in the second half. 2 straight possessions that she's picked up the basket.
Pass in for Horst. Gets that to drop. 3:43 to play in the third quarter. It's Garner with it. Garner, a pass from Marlatt. Feed the hot hand, and Marlatt's got another bucket.
Well, that's 3 possessions and 6 points for Charity Marlatt. She's tearing it up right now, right underneath the basket.
Pass for Horst again. She turns, shoots, and will be fouled. Mackenzie Horst, a rookie from Vernon, BC. Head to the line. Cougars now opening up a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, the Cougars are on a bit of a roll right now, and that's not to say UBCO hasn't had success offensively this quarter. They've had a lot more success in this third quarter than they did in the second. Both teams have. It's just that Mount Royal finds himself on a, frankly, very hot streak as first free throw is no good. So for UBCO, they're just going to have to let this run ride out, just kind of hunker down, wait for it to be over, and do everything they can to try and limit the damage.
Blanco. He's had a strong quarter. Just gives it off to Stanley. Finds Garner in the corner. Garner not able to connect from 3 there. Botticelli now away, and the long pass poked out by the Cougars. Botticelli eyed Jordan Coral standing underneath the basket, but quick hands of the Cougars prevented that. There's the inbound to Coral. Gets it to Braxton Horbe. At corner 3, gets it and the foul. Claire Feasby with the chance for the rare 4-point play.
And just a tough play there. Jordan Blaskin, you never want to foul someone when they're going up for the 3-point shot. You really have to be more aware. And now you've given UBCO a chance at a 4-point play, really cutting into that lead. As they convert there, that's over half the lead gone in 1 play. So UBCO a huge break off of the foul on the 3-pointer.
How's that for showing up in your hometown? Feasby the 4-point play. Garner, second chance opportunity after the initial miss. Garner's got some open players on the perimeter. Finds Blaskin, shoots that far. Also had Gillette calling for a pass.
And the 3-pointers have really gone silent now for Mount Royal in the third quarter. Not having nearly as much success now.
Quick transition. No avail for the Heat. Blaskin takes it hard to the basket. Now she will go to the line as fouls start to rack up here.
And yeah, fouls really racking up. Mount Royal already with 5 fouls, pushing UBCO into the bonus. And now in a tight game like this, you really have to be careful in these last 2 minutes, almost 2.5 minutes of this third quarter.
Blaskin hits the first as we can hear a pin drop in Kenyon Court during the shots. Hitting both, 58-54 for the Cougars.
You see now Mount Royal working more with that full court press, trying to cause a turnover.
Now it's Feasby, a long pass out. They work it around, and Botticelli open 3, front rim and out. And the fight for the ball, and it goes off Taven, who is irate at that call. And it's going to stay with UBCO.
Yeah, UBCO getting a lot of lucky bounces right now on the offensive end of the ball. And just their last possession, of course, coming up with that 4-point play.
Okay, yeah, that's a good sound.
Evans just gets it to Beers. Beers working on Rinsky. Almost gets it stolen from Blanco. And there's that pressure from Maria Blanco. This time it results in a foul on her.
And Mount Royal, they really cannot play too aggressive. Like I said, UBCO in the bonus, and you can't allow UBCO to get really any unnecessary points.
Missing the first. Missing the first there. These free throws brought to you by Spot On Restaurant, Kitchen, and Bar. Second shot made. Back to a one-possession game here. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third. Blanco takes it hard, dishes it out. But stepping on the line was Rinsky. And we've seen an unusual amount of plays this game from both sides where players stepping out of bounds and not being aware of their surroundings.
Well, that can happen a lot, especially when a team is going for the corner three like both of these teams are. They're really trying to force that three-point corner shot, and if you're not aware of your surroundings, it is a very tight space there between the three-point line and going out of bounds. So it could happen to anybody, but these players have to be more aware of where they are on the floor.
The official having a word with Blanco. Blanco always playing hard, but going back to the line is UBCO. And missing another free throw there, so the free throws near perfect in the first half. Starting to become a bit of an issue here in the third. They've missed a couple now. Hitting the second, Blanco. She likes to go right to the basket a lot when she brings it in. She's just going to stop and shoot from three, and that's short. Gillette tried to keep that in, but couldn't. I was going to say, usually we see either her drive to the basket and kick out when she's feeling it, or just take it herself, and there she opted to pull up for three. For her, just went a little short.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call from Blanco. She wasn't exactly right on the line, and the defender was in her face, so you have to figure, especially so early into the shot clock, that she could have come up with something else, passed it over to one of her teammates. She has had some success with the three-point shot, as Mount Royal has had as a whole tonight, so I can see where she's going with that, but in that situation, in a close game like this, you have to look for a better opportunity.
As you see the Heat upcoming schedule there, they've got Thompson Rivers next weekend, then University of Fraser Valley, followed by heading to UBCO, the old UBCO versus, oh, what did I say? UBCO versus UBC. That's in a
Say
couple
that
weeks
10
time.
times fast.
Teams take to the court here. Minute 31 to play in a 2-point game where these teams have just kind of been playing at the similar level all game long. It seems like when one team struggles, the other team is just right there with them, and then when the offense picks up, both teams decide to kick it into full gear.
Yeah, just a strange game to watch. Both of these teams, like you said, when the offense is hot, both teams are hot, but when it's cooled down, both of these teams go into that offensive lull.
Beesby down low in the post, spinning, shooting. Coral off the glass, picking up the board and finishing it off. Beesby is having a great game here tonight.
But Beesby, you're exactly right, having a great game. Calgary native really putting on a show here. 10 points on the night.
Blanco picking up another basket. Get to Cougars to 60. Beers spins, right hook. That's a little wide left. Gillette brings it away. Finds Rinsky. Marlatt gonna shoot a three. Charity Marlatt from deep. Not often do we see Marlatt shoot the three ball. That gets the bench up, and you gotta think that's a big momentum shift in favor of the Cougars.
Well, everybody's trying that three ball. It looks like they're gonna put that up as a deep two, however. That
Okay. My mistake.
certainly had to say that looked like a three-pointer from up here.
there is, again, Marlatt down low, using her size to her advantage. Coral getting up slow there as she collided with Marlatt underneath the basket. That's the second time we've seen Marlatt collide with a Heat player, and Jordan Coral kind of just holding her back there, so hope she's all right. She's gonna stay in the contest. But that can never feel good hitting the ground like that.
Never feels good. Good to see her back in the game. Nice to see her not missing any time, but never feels good.
Yeah, that floor is not soft.
Yeah. Floors are not soft. For viewers at home, if you take away anything from this broadcast,
It's at a basketball court. Not a soft landing spot.
not a soft
for a
landing
body.
place.
There's a shot. First shot drops. UBCO back to within one possession game. Mount Royal going to have last shot again. And both quarters they've hit a buzzer beater to end the quarter. And with 7 seconds left.
It'll be huge if they could go into the fourth quarter with a little bit of an extended lead.
Tiffany gives off. Gillette shoots for three. That's short. But nonetheless, Mount Royal heading into the fourth with a 2-point lead. It's 62-60. You're not going to want to go anywhere, folks. The conclusion of this one coming right up. You're watching women's basketball on CanadaWest.tv, presented by Shaw Communications. And just like that, we are back. Quick little bathroom break for everyone at home as we get ready for the fourth here. Mount Royal with a 2-point lead in a game that looks like it could really go either way. Both teams have shown glimpses of what they can really do out there, and also both teams have shown that they are, human and make mistakes and commit some turnovers. So I'm interested to see what we'll see here in the fourth and what team really seizes the opportunity moving forward here.
Well, we're going to be in for quite the finish. Only a 2-point lead now for the Cougars as Marlatt is sent to the line. But you're exactly right. This game can still go either way. Marlatt missing her first opportunity. But really, these are a pair of very evenly matched teams.
And missing the second was Marlatt. So tough start to the quarter for the Cougars as UBCO has a chance to tie it up or take the lead here. Feasby, best player in the third for UBCO, I'd say. Tough look at the basket. Sadie Beers couldn't get it to go. It's Tiffany Tarinsky. Takes away the three. Got the defender to jump. Marlatt shooting. And Marlatt continues the hot streak.
Marlatt's having a great game right underneath. She's able to really impose her will down there right now. The Heat don't really seem to have much of an answer for her.
The Cougars don't have much of an answer for Claire Feasby right now. The second year picks up 2.
Yeah, Feasby now tied for a game high in points with 14. She's tied with Vanessa Botticelli.
And a steal and fast break the other way. Jump ball great defense by Sararinsky to prevent a shot, not take a foul. Heat will keep the ball. Inbounds ball. Work around. Coral. Mid-range jumper. Jordan Coral. Now with 19 on the contest.
Yeah, 19 points for Coral. She's continuing to have a great game here, coming off of the heels of a fantastic effort in the first game.
Rinsky misses that shot. Marlatt there to grab the board once again. And there's a foul on the play on Thiesby, I believe. Picks up that one.
UBCO already with 2 fouls in this fourth quarter. They're going to have to be really careful. Don't want to be sending Mount Royal into the bonus in the fourth in such a tight game.
And a pass all the way out to Hooper. That's just going to be over and back. That's what I'm talking about, where Mount Royal now, they're giving UBCO chances. And sooner or later, UBCO is going to put some of these shots away and take the lead.
Well, there's just been too many errant passes this game for the Mount Royal Cougars, something they're really going to have to work on. They haven't really been getting their pockets so much picked, as it is just those errant passes. So the passing game is going to need a big improvement.
As coaches and officials, everyone gathering for a quick chat. Most exciting moments of a basketball game are these moments where we get to watch players stand around and officials have discussions with the coaches.
Yeah, it looks like
we need like to mic up the coach or something.
we need to mic up the refs.
Is that in our budget? Probably. I don't assume so.
That'd be nice.
Botticelli spins. Fighting for the ball with Rinsky. Just had to put up a really tough shot, and I mean that got closer than I thought it would even go until going in. Botticelli, good work, but Rinsky defensively. And Gillette offensively picks up 2 points for the Cougars.
Abby Gillette had a wide open look at the basket there. A lot of bodies right underneath the basket, but none of them focused on Abby Gillette, so she had an easy look.
Here's Thiesby. Thiesby misses that. Cougars get it up to Rinsky. Rinsky's played well on both ends of the court tonight. She's got the ball now. Marlatt sets the screen. Rinsky looks for the pick and roll. Does end up in the hands of Marlatt. He's just gonna heave one across to Gillette. Runs over the defender, but picks up the offensive foul. The UBCO ball.
Tough break there for the Cougars. Always tough to take an offensive foul and killing the offensive possession.
As 2-on-1 break, the bounce pass and finished off by Coral, and she'll go to the line now, and UBCO has the chance to take the lead.
UBCO has done a great job of those and ones, and give credit to their ability to finish at the net. It takes a lot of skill to be able to finish a play after contact.
Give the Heat the lead, and does. With 7:25 to play, the UBCO Heat now have the lead at Kenyon Court. It's Blanco being well defended by Beers. They work around to Gillette. Blanco cuts to the middle, kicks out. Blaskin for 3. Doesn't go, but Gillette's there to grab the board, kicks it right back out. Second chance for the Cougars, but 4 Heat players swarm Blaskin, forced a turnover.
And the Heat doing a great job tightening up their interior defense. They're not allowing Mount Royal those open looks. There's been a couple of defensive lapses, but as a whole, this fourth quarter has been a great interior defense for the Heat.
That shot misses, but kept alive. Evans with that effort. We've seen a lot of great efforts by both teams, just keeping the ball inbound as Gillette drives the basket, and the reverse off the glass and in.
Well, Gillette a couple times this quarter has just found an easy look at the basket, but putting a little flair on that last layup, making it look pretty.
Ball goes out. Cougars get the lead back. UBCO did not have it long, but it's a 1-point game. I kind of have the feeling we're going to see this lead exchange quite a few times before the end of this one.
Oh, I think you're right. And both of these teams really wanting this win. Mount Royal would be huge for them to sweep this weekend, and UBCO obviously still looking for that first win of the season. So lots on the line here tonight at Kenyon Court.
Madison Hooper, a deep three. And maybe a foot further in that would have went, but it fell short. Had the line.
Yeah, Hooper took that three from pretty deep, so I have to figure if she was a little close to the line, that one might have just gone in.
Doing it herself. Oh, Claire Feasby looked like that was going to go in. Rolled around the rim and bounced out. Hooper does it herself, takes it to the basket, and gets the foul. The Cougars seem content to get to the line here.
And the Cougars, you're exactly right, just trying to pick up points, just to extend this lead, a 1-point lead. And it wasn't too long ago that UBCO had a lead of their own, so we're going to see a back-and-forth finish here.
Could you toss the standings up for me, James? I don't know if I missed that 1 point in the game if they came up, but as we see the standings there, Mount Royal now with that 1-6 record, both teams at the bottom, but you know, 12 teams make the playoffs, so if Mount Royal picks up a win tonight, they'll tie Brandon for that last spot with 2 wins. Obviously, Brandon, some games to play this weekend, and things will change as the night progresses, but only one undefeated team, UNBC, sitting up at the top of the standings there, 5-0.
Yeah, big weekend for both of these teams, trying to get out of the basement of the standings. Like you said, for Mount Royal, if they sweep this weekend, they'll be tied for that last playoff spot. Obviously, lots of the season to go, but just the thought of being in the playoff hunt is a huge morale boost for any team.
Well, for rebuilding teams, that's usually, you know, the first goal. It's you got to make playoffs before you're going to win a championship. So usually for rebuilding teams, the goal is make playoffs, and then once they make playoffs, they set higher goals for the following season. Feasby leaves it for Evans. Botticelli, the 3 over Garner. Gets front rim and bounces right into the hands of Cunha. Now working around Tabin. But UBCO just can't get anything to drop here, but they remain in possession of the ball after a lot of offensive rebounds, turning and shooting once again. And this time, Marnie Garner comes away with the ball for the Cougars.
UBCO all game long has been so good at the offensive rebound. They're struggling at picking up the points after the rebound.
Tabin going up and going hard to the ground there was Cunha. Picking up the foul of Sydney Tabin as Cunha dropped hard on that one.
Both teams now with 3 fouls to go, and you have to figure that bonus is going to play a huge role if it comes into effect in these last 5 minutes of this close game. Only a 3-point lead for the Cougars.
And these are the situations that help teams advance. You know, if you're at the bottom of the standings and you're playing top teams, it's hard if there's blowouts. You know, getting blown out, you don't want to be on the court anymore. You just want the game to end. But in games like this is where the learning curves come into factor, and these are the games that you learn from moving forward, these tight games that go right down to the final buzzer.
Well, these tight games are huge learning experience, especially for these young teams we see out on the floor tonight. So expect both of these teams for big takeaways.
Michelle Tiffany from the free throw line with another jumper. 12 points now for Michelle Tiffany. We haven't heard from her since almost the first half, seems like. Botticelli cuts in and just being poked away. It's going to stay with the Heat here. Sorry, it's going to go to the Cougars. Get the ball here. 4 minutes to play, 3-point game. Blanco slowly brings it up court. Blanco cuts left, drives, dishes out. Blaskin, she'll drive as well and try to pass to Marnie Garner. That pass was too high for her.
Yeah, it might have been one too many passes there on that possession. Looked like Blaskin might have had a look, but deciding to go for the extra pass instead.
Marlatt and Gillette checking back in for the Cougars. They've had a great second half. Charity Marlatt has been a force down low. Poked away by Blanco. The always tenacious, hustling Maria Blanco poked that away, staying with the Heat.
Yeah, Maria Blanco always looking for that steal. Almost coming away with it there. The ball just going out of bounds before she could save it.
Feasby for three, and Feasby's got another three.
Well, Feasby's certainly feeling it tonight. 17 points. She has come alive here.
And Blanco with speed, she's going to head to the line. And maybe for Blanco, that knee's feeling a bit better. We saw last season so often after possession, she'd take a hard run into the basket, maybe fall awkwardly and re-injure that knee. So far this weekend, we haven't really seen that. She's taken some hard trips to the basket and some hard falls, but she's been getting up every time.
Yeah, I believe we might have seen one instance of that earlier in this game, but it wasn't to the degree that we might have seen last year. It was only a few seconds and she was right back into the game. So I think you're right. I think her knee is definitely starting to feel better this season.
Evans to inbound it, working on the full court press of Mount Royal in a 1-point game. Feasby, they're gonna have to get the ball across center court, and they can. It's stolen by the Cougars. Gillette under the basket, goes up and finishes it off. Relentless pressure from the Cougars.
And that's a huge defensive play. Did not even allow UBCO over the center line. Kept that in the UBCO end the entire time, picking up the points as well. You can't ask for a bigger defensive play than that.
Well, that's why I've always been pushing for that full court press, and last season the Cougars got away from it a little bit. And they don't play it always, but when they do, I think it's an incredibly effective method. Coral misses that, picks up her own rebound, but there's going to be a foul off the ball. Stays with the Heat here.
Another foul for the Cougars. Both teams now just one foul away from the bonus. And in a tight game like this, that could make the difference in these final 3 minutes.
Botticelli working on Garner. Passes it to Feasby. The hot hand shoots a three. A bit short, but Coral grabs the rebound. Spins, shoots. And that doesn't go. Huge for the Cougars. 2:45 to play. 3-point lead. Gillette's with it. Leaves it for Tiffany. Tiffany calls for Gillette, just gives it to her. Marlatt sets a screen. Gillette kicks out the three from Garner. Doesn't go, but Marlatt's there to pick up the rebound. Stays with the Cougars. And having Marlatt underneath the basket is providing such a spark for this Cougars team. They're getting so many second chance opportunities because of the work she's done under there.
Oh, she's done a great job getting those offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds as well. And she's just imposing her will underneath the basket. And when we even saw her extend her range a little bit right at the end of the third quarter, it looked like it might have been a three-pointer. They ruled it a deep two, but you don't really expect a player like Sheridan Marlatt to flex that range, but she showed it there. But she's just been all over the court here tonight. She has had a tremendous evening here at Kenyon Court.
Quick reminder, if you haven't already, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MRU Cougars, at MRU Cougars. For game day content, team content, just good content. UBCO drawing up their game plan here. possession here. Hooper takes the long-range shot. Not sure if that was a three. No, but missed that. Tiffany gets a second chance opportunity. Doesn't go. Here's UBCO down by 3. There's that full court press again. They're going to let Botticelli bring it over center court. Beers. Botticelli. Here's Feesby. Cuts in, stops, shoots, tough look. Madison Hooper had a hand right in that shot. Under 2 to play. Tiffany directing traffic. Out of Gillette. Stops, gives it back off to Tiffany on the near side. 2 10s working on each other here. Marlatt sets the screen. Tiffany shoots for 3. For the second time in a row, Tiffany can't make a 3 there.
And the 3-pointers for both teams just not really going in these later stages of the fourth. It looks like we might have a bit more of an interior game to finish.
There's Feesby, the 3 doesn't go, picks up her own rebound. 10 on the shot clock. Evans for Beers. Beers, nice pass for Botticelli. The short-range jumper doesn't get the friendly roll, gets the second chance, but they can't get that to fall. UBCO missing very good opportunities. Cougars remain up by 3 with a minute to play. Tiffany to the basket and lays it in.
Huge play there after not allowing UBCO to pick up the points after, I believe it was 3 offensive rebounds in a row. The Cougars come right back and get points, now up by 5 with less than a minute to go. A huge transition there for the Cougars. Exceptional transitional offense we just witnessed.
77-72, under a minute to play. But in a close game in basketball, the last minute can go on for a long time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think we're going to see most of these timeouts called. Mount Royal still has 2, UBCO with 1. Probably a lot of fouls. You might see UBCO try to go for the intentional foul, trying to get the ball back. So we're going to be in for a finish and a half here, I think, tonight at Kenyon Court. Only 5 points, but we've seen UBCO. They've been able to get points in a hurry. So anything can happen still. 5 points is definitely not an insurmountable deficit for the Heat.
Now, if Mount Royal can hang on to this, I don't have the stats handy on me right now, but the Mount Royal women's team can pick up a sweep here. I've been covering the team. This is my 3rd season covering the Cougars, and I don't know if I've seen a sweep of the women's Mount Royal team on home court yet. A nice pass in for Coral. And Coral, they don't waste any time picking up the points. That play's worked a couple times for the Heat tonight. Back to a 3-point game. Blanco doesn't use the screen. Takes it off the glass. That doesn't go. Evans picks it up.
Now for UBCO, expect them to maybe try and rush some points on the board, but that's going to be a turnover right there. A huge blow for the Heat.
Lost the ball, and the Cougars come away with it. Another big play there. It's going to force another timeout. And UBCO just making it a little bit harder on themselves in the dying minute.
Yeah, and credit the Mount Royal defense as well. They were playing very aggressive, trying to force the turnover, but you're exactly right. UBCO needed everything to go right. They're still down 3. They really needed even just a crack at that offense possession to try and cut into this lead a little bit. So you might see them go for an intentional foul. It's still a 1-possession game, so they might just try to hold the Cougars here, go for the 3-pointer, but they made it just that much tougher on themselves with that turnover. It's going to be very difficult now for the Heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to women's Canada West basketball on CanadaWest.tv, presented by Shaw Communications. It's been fun calling this one for you here tonight. We'll see what this final half minute brings. Seconds. Mount Royal will take the ball. And UBCO needs a stop here. Tiffany gets double teamed immediately. Lob pass for Hooper, back to Tiffany. They're gonna have to work the ball around quick. They find Gillette down low, kicks it out. They're using the whole shot clock. Blanco, the running floater, doesn't go. It will be UBCO ball. Great defense.
And I gotta be honest, I'm not sure about the approach of using the whole shot clock there. Mount Royal only saved a matter of 3, maybe 4 seconds, and
it did look like Gillette had a clean look at it.
It looked like she had a very clean look at it, and going up 5 as opposed to being up 3 is huge. That's a 2-possession game at that point. The only risk was, there was no risk really. Just go for the basket right there. I'm really confused by that play.
And now with 23 seconds left, UBCO is getting the ball down by 3, so not enough where they can hold for last shot, and I mean they could hold for last shot and try to force overtime. Probably not the play for the Heat. I can imagine they're going to want to get points decently quick, force a foul, and not have to rely on a 3-pointer.
Yeah, the 3-pointer has not been landing consistently for the Heat here tonight. I can't imagine that the Heat are going to try and rely on something that's been so inconsistent. So I think you're right. They're going to try and go for quick points, force an intentional foul, something like that. They're going to have to do something, but I don't think that 3-point shot's going to be in the cards unless they absolutely desperately need it.
Both teams take to the court. I apologize, they won't have the whole shot clock, just a 14-second shot clock here. 23 on the game clock. Thiesby. It's a Beers. Who's going to get the shot here? But there's Blanco fighting for that ball. It's going to stay with the Heat. But for UBCO, the last thing you want to do here is, you at least want to get a shot away. You don't want this game to end on a turnover.
Oh, 100%. And not only that, they lose time now. Only 7 seconds on that shot clock.
Botticelli cuts in, shoots, and it falls. Botticelli with a clutch 2.
Oh, that was huge for the Heat. Exactly what they needed. Now Mount Royal calling a timeout. You can expect UBCO to foul immediately. And for Botticelli, it doesn't get much more clutch than that. UBCO now down only 1. We're in for a finish. Quite the finish.
So the Cougars will have to design a play. We saw last night, it was more out of reach. So, UBCO is going to be trying obviously harder for that foul, but at the end of the game last night, Mount Royal kind of played keep away. UBCO was trying to force a foul, but Mount Royal just moved the ball around really quick and ended up getting a basket and the foul at the conclusion of the play. So for UBCO, they have to make that foul quick. They can't give Mount Royal any room to make some passes.
Yeah, UBCO, they're going to have to foul right away. You're exactly right. For Mount Royal, it's crucial that they try to play that game of keep away. They are a quick team. We'll see what they can do here, but for UBCO, they're going to be playing very aggressive. Expect the foul right away.
13.4. And who will be assigned with shooting the shots? Gillette will inbound the ball. We've got Madison Hooper out there. Charity Marlatte's been having a strong game. Gillette's just going to give it to Hooper, and she'll be fouled immediately. Madison Hooper now. And the Cougars haven't been really in this situation much where they have to make shots to close out the game. So kind of a new situation for the Cougars, and that first shot misses. UBCO. And the second one hits, so UBCO down by 2, 11 seconds to go.
Well,
Inbound the ball.
Well, UBCO probably not going for that 3-point shot. We'll see what happens here.
Works in. Gets it out. Here's Evans for 3. And the win doesn't fall, and the Cougars hang on to win. And they've swept UBCO in their weekend series. What a finish to this one. Quinn, not much more we could have asked from this game.
Quite the finish. It had everything. It was a close finish. Even had the 3-point attempt at the end for the Heat trying to win it. Just quite the finish. These two teams so evenly matched. It was just a fun game to watch all the way through.
Cougars pick up the sweep, but there's Matter of the Booster Juice Player of the Game Award, Quinn, and who are you going to give that to tonight?
Tonight I'm going to have to give it to Charity Marlatt. She was getting it done in all facets of her game tonight, picking up 12 points, but not only that, it was the rebounds, the offensive rebounds, the defensive rebounds. She was just a presence down low. Yeah, she was just having a fantastic game. So Charity Marlatt.
That's going to do it for us here this evening, folks. If you want to stick around for the men's game, that's coming up momentarily in about